This video is about a maid dropped the dishes until a billionaire stopped his car. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The morning sun bathed the small coastal town of Haven Shores in a golden hue. Waves danced rhythmically against the shore, while seagulls whirled overhead, casting fleeting shadows over the streets. Among the bustle of life was a small cafe, nestled between a bookshop and an antique store, where the aroma of fresh pastries wafted through the air. It was here that Clara worked. A young woman in her mid-20s whose life had not been easy, but whose spirit remained unbroken. Clara's day began before dawn. She would rise to the sound of her alarm ringing like a distant bell, a reminder of her responsibilities that called her to wakefulness. Her mother, a once vibrant artist, now haunted by the shadows of mental illness, relied on Clara's steady hand to provide stability. It was a role she embraced, even as the weight of it tugged at her soul. As Clara arrived at the cafe, she donned her apron and greeted her colleagues with a warm smile. "Good morning, everyone," she chirped, her voice laced with sunshine. The cafe was a second home to her, a place where laughter echoed and stories were shared over cups of steaming coffee. But that day was different. The cafe thrummed with an atypical energy as customers flowed in and out, drawn by the allure of the day's special, blueberry muffins. Clara poured coffee and took orders, her hands moving swiftly, almost mechanically, as she tried to keep up with the rhythm of the bustling crowd. "Clara, could you bring out more dishes from the kitchen?" her manager called from behind the counter, a slight frown of urgency creasing her brow. "Of course," Clara replied, her heart quickening as she rushed to the back, where a stack of freshly cleaned plates awaited. The kitchen was a whirlwind of movement, chefs shouting orders and steam swirling in the air. Clara grabbed a stack of plates, balancing them carefully, her mind momentarily lost in a daydream of artistic pursuits she never had the time to indulge. As she made her way back to the dining area, her attention wavered, and in an instant, the world tilted. The stack of plates slipped from her hands, crashing to the floor in a cacophony of shattering ceramic and startled gasps. Clara felt her heart drop, the weight of embarrassment crashing over her like a tidal wave. "Oh no, I'm so sorry," she exclaimed, kneeling amidst the shards. Panic coursed through her veins. If there was one thing she loathed, it was making mistakes, especially in a place so vital to her survival. "Clara, it's okay. Just breathe," her friend Mia said, kneeling beside her to help gather the mess. But Clara could only feel the sting of humiliation. The patrons watched, some with pity, others with mild irritation. It was a reminder of her precarious position, barely scraping by with her wages. The cafe was her lifeline, and she couldn't afford to lose it. Suddenly, a sleek black car pulled up outside, its engine purring like a contented cat. The door swung open, and a tall figure stepped out. Ethan Hart, a billionaire known for his philanthropic efforts and enigmatic presence, strode towards the cafe, his eyes hidden beneath dark sunglasses. Unbeknownst to Clara, he had visited Haven Shores many times, often looking for solace in its simplicity, away from the noise of his glamorous life. But today he wasn't just an observer. He was a beacon of hope about to enter her life. As Clara stood there, trying to piece together her dignity, she caught sight of Ethan walking in. The air tensed momentarily as people whispered about him, their excitement palpable. Ethan, sensing the commotion, turned his gaze to the floor where Clara was still crouched, shards of broken dishes scattered around her. "Is everything all right?" he asked, his voice calm but carrying authority. Clara felt her cheeks flush, partly from embarrassment, but also from the unexpected kindness in his tone. I just dropped some dishes," she stammered, trying to keep her composure. Ethan knelt down beside her, offering a hand to help her up. "Happens to the best of us," he said, flashing a reassuring smile. "Let me help you." Surprise flitted across Clara's face. No one had ever stopped to help her in such a way. She hesitated, unsure if she should accept his offer. But she took his hand, feeling the warmth and strength in his grip, and stood up, brushing the remnants of embarrassment from her apron. "Thank you," Clara murmured, glancing at the patrons who now watched intently. She felt vulnerable, but Ethan's presence offered an unexpected sense of reassurance. "I'm Ethan Hart," he introduced himself, extending a hand to her. "And you are?" "Clara. I work here," she replied, a hint of shyness creeping into her voice. "What a lovely cafe. The blueberry muffins are fantastic," he said, his tone light and engaging. As they conversed, the tension in Clara's chest began to ease. She shared her love for art, and to her surprise, Ethan seemed genuinely interested. "I'd love to see your work someday," he encouraged, his eyes sparkling with sincerity. Clara's heart fluttered at the thought. A billionaire wanting to see her art? It felt surreal, like a page from a storybook. But reality quickly reminded her of the harsh truths. "I am not that talented," she replied, her voice laced with self-doubt. "I just doodle in my spare time." Ethan shook his head, a charming smile playing on his lips. "You'd be surprised at what talent can bloom from a little encouragement. Everyone deserves a chance to express themselves." In that moment, Clara felt seen, not just as a maid in a cafe, but as a person with dreams waiting to be nurtured. A flicker of hope ignited within her, a reminder that kindness could shift one's perspective, even in the most vulnerable moments. As the cafe returned to its usual pace, Clara's heart felt lighter. Ethan had stayed to enjoy a muffin and a cup of coffee, engaging with the staff and other customers. He had an effortless charm that put everyone at ease, transforming the atmosphere from mundane to magical. When he finally stood to leave, he approached Clara once more. "Don't let fear hold you back, Clara. The world needs your art. Promise me you'll keep creating." Clara nodded, her heart swelling with gratitude. "I promise," she answered, her voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions within her. As Ethan drove away, Clara felt a change within herself. The weight of her struggles hadn't disappeared, but now she carried a glimmer of hope, a reminder that kindness could be a force that altered the trajectory of a life. That evening, as Clara walked home, she couldn't shake the feeling that something profound had shifted. Her dreams, once buried under layers of obligation and fear, began to stir to life. Perhaps she was more than just a maid. Perhaps she could be an artist. With each step, she envisioned the canvases she had long neglected. Colors danced in her mind, bright and vivid, waiting to be unleashed. And for the first time in a long while, Clara felt the warmth of possibility wrap around her like a comforting blanket, whispering promises of a brighter tomorrow. Little did she know, this encounter was only the beginning of a journey that would teach her the profound strength of resilience, the beauty of human connection, and the undeniable power of dreams. The following morning brought with it a crispness in the air that hinted at change. Clara awoke to the sound of the waves crashing against the rocks, their rhythmic lullabies calling her to rise. She slipped from her bed, its comfort fading behind her, and felt a renewed sense of purpose fill her heart. Stepping into the small kitchenette of their apartment, Clara prepared a simple breakfast for her mother, who still slumbered in the other room. The smell of simmering oatmeal filled the air, mingling with a hint of fresh coffee, awakening memories of happier mornings spent in shared laughter and art projects. Clara savored these moments, wishing to capture the warmth and vibrancy of her mother's spirit before the shadows returned. "Mom," she called softly, stirring the pot. "Breakfast is ready." From the other room came a light shuffle, and then her mother appeared, her hair tousled, eyes still foggy with sleep. Clara watched as her mom's expression shifted. Sometimes, the light in her eyes danced brightly, while at other times it dimmed, like flickering candlelight in a storm. "Morning, sweetheart," her mother said, managing a weak smile. "What's on the agenda today?" Clara hesitated, her words caught in her throat. Just work. And I was thinking, maybe we could do a little drawing together later." Her mother's face brightened momentarily. "I'd like that. I could use some colors to brighten my day." As they shared breakfast, Clara felt a flicker of hope that today could be different. Maybe, just maybe, she could help her mother find joy again. After all, their lives were entwined, and each step forward could lead to healing. At the cafe, Clara settled into her routine. The familiar sound of the coffee grinder and the chatter of customers welcomed her like an old friend. Yet, an invisible thread of anticipation wove through her day, stemming from the unexpected encounter with Ethan. She had not expected a simple act of kindness to resonate so deeply within her. "Clara, could you take this order to table 5? Mia asked, breaking her reverie. Clara nodded, her heart racing. She couldn't shake the feeling that Ethan's words were a call to action, a nudge towards something greater. As she served the customers, she caught snippets of conversations, each one a reminder of life's complexities. A couple was debating where to travel next. A group of friends were discussing job offers and promotions. And there she was, a maid trapped in her own struggles. Yet the flicker of hope within her urged her to connect more deeply with her aspirations. During her break, Clara found a quiet corner in the cafe, pulling out a worn sketchbook. The pages were filled with half-finished drawings, remnants of her dreams that had been shelved due to life's demands. She flipped through the pages, her fingers grazing over the sketches of landscapes, faces, and abstract shapes. Taking a deep breath, she set her mind to work, letting the imagery flow from her heart to the page. Just then, Mia joined her, sliding into the seat across. "What's this?" she asked, glancing at the sketches. Clara felt her cheeks flush. "Just some doodles," she replied, her voice barely a whisper. Mia leaned in closer, her eyes lighting up. "These are amazing, Clara. You have real talent. You should show them to someone." Clara shook her head, laughter escaping her lips but tinged with sadness. "Who would want to see them? I'm just a maid." "Ethan Hart does," Mia replied, her tone light but firm. "He saw something in you. You should explore that. What do you have to lose?" Clara pondered Mia's words. What did she have to lose? The fear of rejection? The terror of stepping outside her comfort zone? Yet beneath that fear lay an ember of hope that felt undeniably powerful. "Maybe," Clara finally replied, a small smile creeping onto her face. "Maybe I will." That evening, after a long shift, Clara returned home to find her mother in the small living room, surrounded by papers and colored pencils. "Look!" her mother exclaimed, excitement bubbling over as she gestured to a series of drawings. "I made these. What do you think?" Clara's heart swelled. "They're beautiful, Mom. You've captured so much emotion in these lines. Do you think I could be an artist?" her mother asked, vulnerability lacing her voice. "Absolutely," Clara replied, her own confidence surfacing. "You inspire me. Let's create together more often." And so they spent hours lost in color, laughter, and shared dreams. Clara found herself at ease, the burdens of her day melting away in the magic of their artistic connection. The week passed, and with each passing day, Clara felt the pull to create more strongly than before. She dabbled in colors, letting her feelings pour onto the canvas. Each stroke was a release, each finished piece a step toward rediscovering herself. Her mother began to join her, and Clara realized how much their lives intersected, how art could be a bridge between them. On Saturday, as the sun dipped low in the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Clara grabbed her sketchbook and made her way to the beach. The salty air invigorated her, and her heart raced with possibility. She found a quiet spot on the sand where she could unleash her creativity. As she settled down, she began to sketch the waves as they kissed the shore, capturing the essence of life's ebb and flow. It was in this moment of solitude that she felt alive. Just as she lost herself in the rhythm of her art, she heard a familiar voice. "Clara, is that you?" Startled, she looked up to find Ethan standing a few feet away, his presence radiating warmth like the sunset behind him. "Ethan, what a surprise!" she exclaimed, the joy in her voice palpable. "I love this place," he replied, stepping closer. "It's where I come to think. I didn't expect to find you here, though." "I come to draw," Clara admitted, her cheeks flushing. It's empowering. He glanced at her sketchbook, his eyes sparkling with genuine interest. May I? He asked, gesturing to the pages. Clara hesitated, but then nodded, handing him the book. It's not finished. Ethan flipped through the pages, pausing to admire each piece. This is incredible, Clara. You have a real gift. I knew it the moment I met you. Clara's heart swelled with pride and disbelief. I've only just started to embrace it, she said, her voice steady despite the fluttering in her chest. Good. Don't stop. I want to help, Ethan replied, his sincerity evident. Let's organize an art show. You deserve to share your talent with the world. Clara's breath caught in her throat. The idea was both thrilling and terrifying. An art show? But what if no one comes? Even if it's just a few people, it's a chance to express yourself, he encouraged. You're not alone in this. I'll help every step of the way. Tears of gratitude brimmed in Clara's eyes as she felt the weight of her self-doubt begin to lift. Thank you, Ethan. You believe in me when I don't believe in myself. That's what friends are for, he replied, his warm smile illuminating the twilight. Let's turn your dream into reality. With that, a new chapter began to unfold in Clara's life. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind of preparation, filled with late-night brainstorming sessions and moments of doubt. But each time fear crept in, she remembered Ethan's words and the resilience she had nurtured within herself. Together, they secured a small gallery space in Haven Shores. As the day of the show approached, Clara felt a mixture of exhilaration and anxiety. She worked tirelessly, creating new pieces that spoke to her journey, her struggles, and the love she shared with her mother. On the night of the show, the gallery buzzed with anticipation. Clara stood at the entrance, her heart racing as people began to filter in. She watched as familiar faces from the cafe mingled with strangers, all drawn to her art. Ethan stood by her side, his presence a calming influence. You've done it, he whispered, pride thrumming in his voice. As people admired her work, Clara felt an overwhelming sense of belonging. Each smile and nod of appreciation filled her with a sense of purpose she had long sought. The warmth of human connection enveloped her, and she realized that dreams like art are best shared. Mom would love this, she said, glancing around the room. Let's bring her next time, Ethan suggested, his eyes twinkling. You both deserve this moment. As the night unfolded, Clara found herself engaging with patrons, sharing the stories behind her pieces. Each conversation reaffirmed her belief in her art and the power it held to inspire others. She discovered a profound truth. The beauty of the human spirit thrives in connection, resilience, and kindness. When the evening came to a close, Clara stood in the gallery, surrounded by laughter and applause. It was a celebration of art, dreams, and the journey that had brought them all here. Looking around, she saw not just her own triumphs, but the reflection of the incredible strength of the community that supported her. It was a mosaic of stories, all woven together by threads of kindness where each person had contributed in their own way. As the last guests departed, Clara felt a wave of emotions wash over her. Joy, gratitude, and disbelief swirled within her, and she turned to Ethan, who stood beside her, a reflective smile lighting up his face. You did it, Clara. Your art touched so many people tonight, he said, his voice rich with warmth. I can't believe it, she replied, her hands trembling slightly as she tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear. This was just a dream, a fleeting thought. I never imagined it would become a reality. It's proof of what you can achieve when you dare to step beyond your comfort zone, he encouraged, his gaze steady. You have a gift. Don't ever doubt that again. Clara took a deep breath, the weight of her past lifting a little more with every word he spoke. I still can't shake the fear, she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. What if I'm just a passing phase? What if my art doesn't matter? Ethan stepped closer, his expression serious. Art matters. Your voice matters. And even if it's just for you, expressing yourself is important. Remember, every great artist started somewhere. It's a journey. As the gallery dimmed, the world outside felt different. The night air was crisp and filled with possibilities. Clara felt the stars above shining brighter, each twinkle a reminder of the dreams waiting to be chased. "I want to do this again," Clara stated, determination igniting her spirit. "I want to create more art, more shows, and connect with others. I want to inspire people, just like you inspired me." Ethan's smile grew wider. "Then let's make that happen. We can host workshops for young artists, create a community of creativity right here in Haven Shores. Your journey doesn't have to end here." Clara nodded, excitement bubbling within her. The idea of nurturing young talent made her heart race. "Can you help me organize it? I want to give others the same opportunity I had." "Absolutely," Ethan replied, his enthusiasm infectious. "Let's start brainstorming ideas and reach out to schools, community centers. We can make it happen. Together." As they walked back to Clara's apartment, she felt light and empowered. The fear that once clouded her thoughts began to dissipate, replaced by a strong belief in herself and her potential. Challenges were still ahead, but she felt ready to face them head-on. When they reached her home, Clara's mother greeted them with a warm hug. "I heard the gallery was a success. I'm so proud of you, Clara," she exclaimed, her voice laced with excitement. Clara beamed at her mother, grateful for her unwavering support. "Thanks, Mom. I couldn't have done it without your encouragement. I want to keep creating for both of us." As they sat together, Clara shared her plans for the future, her heart racing with hope and a newfound purpose. "I want to start workshops for young artists, a creative space where we can inspire each other." Her mother's eyes lit up. "That sounds wonderful. You have so much love to give, Clara. You'll be an incredible mentor." The conversation flowed easily, filled with laughter and dreams. Clara could see her mother's spirit lifting, the shadows of illness momentarily forgotten in the embrace of their shared art. It was a reminder of the power of creativity to heal, to connect, and to bring joy. As the sun rose the next morning, Clara felt a newfound clarity. She grabbed her sketchbook and headed to the beach, the familiar sound of waves washing over her like a balm. She settled on the sand, the warmth of the sun enveloping her as she began to sketch ideas for the upcoming workshops. Hours passed as she sketched and daydreamed, lost in the beauty of the moment. However, as the sun began to dip below the horizon, doubts crept back in. What if no one comes? What if I fail? She shook her head, reminding herself of Ethan's words. "Fear can't control me," she whispered to the waves. "I'm bigger than my doubts." She resolved to call Ethan the next day, eager to share her thoughts and finalize their plans. Excitedly, she returned home and shared her sketches with her mother, who offered enthusiastic feedback. Days turned into weeks, and the workshops gradually took shape. Clara and Ethan worked tirelessly, reaching out to local schools and community centers, igniting a buzz of excitement. Clara felt a renewed sense of purpose, her heart filling with hope for a brighter future. On the morning of the first workshop, Clara stood in front of an eager group of young artists in a small community center. Her heart raced with a mix of excitement and nervousness. The room was filled with vibrant minds, all ready to explore their creativity. "Welcome, everyone. I'm Clara," she began, her voice growing steadier with each word. "Today we're going to explore your unique artistic voices. I want you to know that there are no wrong answers in art, only expressions of who you are." The children listened intently, their eyes bright with curiosity. Clara shared her story of struggle and triumph, reminding them that everyone has a story worth telling. She encouraged them to embrace their fears, to find strength in vulnerability. As they sketched and painted, Clara watched their expressions shift from uncertainty to joy. A little girl with paint-stained fingers exclaimed, "Look, I made a rainbow." Clara's heart swelled with pride. "That's beautiful." Rainbows remind us that even after storms, there's beauty waiting to shine. Each child's artwork became a reflection of their dreams, their fears, and their hopes. Clara moved through the room, offering encouragement and guidance. The workshop was alive with laughter, creativity, and the unfolding of young spirits eager to express themselves. When the session ended, the children displayed their work proudly, a colorful tapestry of emotions filling the room. Clara stood before them, her heart bursting with gratitude and love. "You all did amazing today. Remember, your creativity has no limit." As they packed up, a young boy approached her, his shy demeanor melting away. "Miss Clara, can we do this again? I want to keep drawing." "Absolutely. We'll have more workshops," Clara promised, her heart dancing with joy. The children's enthusiasm fueled her own dreams, a reminder of the importance of connection and nurturing creativity. Later that evening, Clara met Ethan at the cafe. "It was incredible," she said, her eyes sparkling. "The kids were so enthusiastic, and their creativity blew me away." "I'm not surprised," Ethan replied, leaning back with a proud smile. "You've ignited something special in them. The way you inspired them today, it's a gift." Clara felt the warmth of his words wrap around her, a reminder of how far she had come. "I couldn't have done it without you. Your encouragement has made all the difference." Ethan's expression shifted, a hint of seriousness in his gaze. "And you've made a difference in my life too, Clara. Watching you believe in yourself has been a gift I never expected." Their eyes locked, and for a moment, the world around them faded. Clara felt a spark of connection, a bond forged through shared journeys of resilience and hope. "Thank you for being my friend, Ethan," she said, her voice soft yet steady. "Your belief in me has changed everything." As they walked home that night, Clara was filled with a sense of peace. Each step felt lighter, the burdens of the past fading as she embraced a future filled with creativity, connection, and endless possibilities. Weeks turned into months, and as the workshops flourished, Clara's art began to blossom in new ways. She organized community exhibits, showcasing not just her work, but the creations of the young artists she had nurtured. Each event was a celebration, a tapestry of stories woven together through art. Clara's mother began participating as well, finding joy in the vibrant colors and expression surrounding her. The two women reconnected in ways that felt healing and transformative, and Clara felt grateful for the journey they had both taken. On the eve of their largest exhibit yet, Clara stood before a canvas, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and nerves. She had poured her soul into this piece, a reflection of her journey, her mother's struggles, and the resilience that had blossomed in both their lives. As she stepped back to admire her work, her mother entered the room, a warm smile lighting up her face. "Clara, this is breathtaking. You've captured so much emotion." "Thank you, Mom. It means the world to me that you're here," Clara replied, her voice thick with gratitude. They stood together in silence, soaking in the beauty of the moment, the culmination of their shared struggles and triumphs. Clara's heart swelled with love, hopeful for the future ahead. That evening at the exhibit, the room buzzed with energy. Clara's heart raced as she watched people engage with her art, their expressions filled with awe and understanding. Each conversation reminded her of the power of expression, the beauty in vulnerability. As Clara connected with patrons, she felt the warmth of community wrap around her like a comforting blanket. It was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a celebration of art and connection that transcended fear and doubt. When the night came to a close. As the night came to a close, Clara stood amidst the vibrant colors and expressions of her art, feeling a whirlwind of emotions. The hum of conversations swirled around her, a symphony of voices sharing their interpretations of her work. Each smile and nod filled her heart with an indescribable warmth, a reminder that she was no longer just a maid in a cafe, but an artist, a storyteller through paint and canvas. "Clara, this piece is astonishing," a gentleman exclaimed, his eyes shining with admiration. The way you've captured the struggle and beauty of life is palpable. I can feel the emotion pouring out of every brushstroke. Thank you so much, Clara replied, her cheeks flushing with pride. I wanted to express not just the shadows but the light that emerges from them. It's about resilience, about finding hope in the darkest of times. Mission accomplished, he said, beaming. I'd love to know more about your journey, if you're willing to share. As she engaged with the guests, Clara's heart soared. She recounted the struggles she had faced, the burdens she had carried, and how the love for her mother had fueled her desire to create. Each story felt like a thread weaving a tapestry of shared experiences, a reminder that everyone has their own battles to fight, yet everyone also has the potential to rise above them. Her best friend Mia joined her, a glass of sparkling water in hand. Look at you, Clara. You're glowing. This is incredible, she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with excitement. I can't believe how well it's going. People are connecting with my work, Clara said, her voice brimming with joy. It feels like every piece is a small part of my story. Mia nodded, her expression turning more serious. You've come so far. It's not just about the art. It's about you standing up and saying, I matter. My voice matters. Thank you, Mia, Clara responded, her heart swelling with gratitude. I wouldn't have taken this leap without your support. You've always believed in me, even when I doubted myself. Always, Mia affirmed, raising her glass in a toast. To many more exhibits and to you, an artist who inspires others. As the night continued, Clara caught sight of Ethan across the room. He was engaged in conversation with a couple, his laughter ringing out like music, effortlessly weaving connections. She felt a swell of appreciation for him. He had been her anchor through this journey, encouraging her to embrace her talents and believe in herself. When the opportunity arose, she walked over, her heart racing as he turned to greet her. Ethan, thank you for everything tonight. I couldn't have done it without your encouragement, she said, her voice thick with emotion. Ethan smiled warmly, his eyes glimmering with pride. You did this, Clara. I only provided the push. Your talent is undeniable, and tonight is a testament to that. I just can't believe that so many people are here appreciating my work. Clara's voice trembled with excitement. It feels surreal. It is surreal, Ethan agreed, his gaze steady. And it's just the beginning. Think of what's possible now. You're not just an artist. You're a beacon of hope for others. Her heart swelled at the thought. You're right. I want to keep sharing, keep inspiring. There are so many people out there who need to hear that it's okay to dream. Exactly, he said, his tone earnest. And as you grow, I want to help you expand your workshops, reach even more young artists. The impact you're making is profound, Clara. Thank you, Ethan. That means the world to me, she replied, her eyes shining with gratitude. As the evening continued, Clara felt a surge of determination. The challenges she had faced, the overwhelming responsibilities of caring for her mother, the doubts that had plagued her, the fear of rejection, had all led her to this moment. She was no longer just existing. She was thriving, and she wanted to help others do the same. As the guests began to leave, Clara felt a bittersweet tug at her heart. I wish this night could last forever, she murmured, watching as people filtered out, their faces alight with inspiration. Every ending is just a new beginning, Ethan said softly, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. You've opened a door to a new chapter, Clara. Make the most of it. Clara nodded, letting his words sink in. You're right. I'm ready for whatever comes next, she declared, a newfound strength coursing through her. I want to create more, to reach more people. As the gallery emptied, Clara glanced at the remaining artwork, a sense of pride swelling within her. I can't wait to see what's next, she whispered to herself. In the weeks that followed, Clara poured herself into her art and her workshops. She found joy in teaching young artists, helping them discover their voices as she had. The community embraced her efforts, And soon enough, the workshops became a hub of creativity, filled with laughter, inspiration, and bold expressions. One afternoon, as sunlight streamed through the windows, Clara noticed a young girl sitting quietly in the corner, her canvas untouched. She approached her gently, squatting down to meet the girl's gaze. "Hey there, what's on your mind?" she asked softly. The girl looked down, her fingers fidgeting with the edges of her canvas. "I don't know if I can do it. What if my painting isn't good enough?" she whispered, her voice barely audible. Clara felt her heart ache for the girl's vulnerability. "Can I share a secret with you?" she asked, her tone comforting. "Art isn't about being good enough. It's about expressing how you feel. Every piece you create is a part of you, and that's what makes it beautiful." The girl looked up, her eyes wide with curiosity. "Really? Even if it's not perfect?" "Especially if it's not perfect," Clara affirmed, her smile unwavering. "You have a unique story. Don't be afraid to let it out on the canvas." The girl hesitated before picking up her brush and beginning to paint. Clara watched, her heart swelling with pride, knowing that this moment could be a turning point in the girl's life. As the weeks passed, Clara's workshops flourished, drawing in children and adults alike, all eager to explore their creativity. Her mother, too, found joy in participating, their bond deepening through shared projects and laughter. Together, they painted murals in community spaces, transforming dull walls into vibrant expressions of life and love. One evening, after a long day of teaching, Clara returned home to find her mother sitting at the kitchen table, paintbrush in hand, a canvas propped up beside her. "Look what I started!" her mother exclaimed, her eyes alight with excitement. Clara's heart soared at the sight. "It's beautiful, Mom. You captured so much emotion in just the beginning strokes. What do you want to express?" "I want to show the strength of our journey, the beauty of our bond," her mother replied, her voice steady. "I've been inspired by you, Clara. Watching you step into your power makes me want to do the same." Tears prickled at Clara's eyes as she hugged her mother tightly. "You're already doing it, Mom. You inspire me every day. Let's create this together." As they painted side by side, the kitchen filled with warmth and laughter. The canvas became a tapestry of their shared experiences, a celebration of their resilience and love. They surrendered to the moment, losing track of time in the vibrant joy of creation. Then came the day of their next community exhibit, and Clara found herself standing in front of the gallery once again, her heart racing with anticipation. This time, her mother's artwork would be displayed alongside hers, a testament to their intertwined journeys. As the event began, Clara watched as people marveled at both of their pieces. The connection between mother and daughter was palpable, each stroke of paint revealing their shared struggles and triumphs. "I'm so proud of you, Clara," her mother whispered, her eyes shimmering with emotion. "I'm proud of you too, Mom. Together, we're creating something beautiful," Clara replied, her voice thick with gratitude. "This is a dream come true." As the night unfolded, Clara felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The gallery buzzed with voices, laughter, and admiration. The atmosphere radiated warmth and connection, and she realized that her journey had led her to this exact moment, where she could inspire others to embrace their own stories. Amidst the crowd, she spotted Ethan, who approached with a proud smile. "You both did it. Your art speaks volumes," he said, admiration shining in his eyes. "Thank you, Ethan." "We couldn't have done this without your support," Clara replied, her heart swelling with appreciation. "Your journey is a testament to the power of resilience and creativity," he said, his voice filled with sincerity. "You have not only transformed your life, but have ignited a spark in others. This is just the beginning." As Clara engaged with guests and shared her story, she felt the weight of her past lift, replaced with a sense of hope and possibility. Each smile, each conversation reaffirmed her belief that art was a powerful medium for connection and healing. That night, as the stars twinkled above, Clara,